A massive water main break causing major problems impacting schools, hospitals, and businesses.
We're tracking when it'll be fixed and how it could impact your commute.
Plus, a young girl's body found in a river. Could it be a missing teen?
Live from Atlanta, 11Alive at 5 starts now.
It, of course, is our top story, a huge water main break impacting thousands of people in metro Atlanta. This is a look at Buford Highway in DeKalb County. Within just the last few minutes, lanes are starting to reopen after a 48-inch main broke overnight, spilling gallons and gallons of water all through the area.
Let's put this all into perspective. The impacted area on Buford Highway is just north of 285 between Longmire Way and McElroy Road. That's in Doraville.
Here is what we know right now. The county is now under a boil water advisory, but we are hearing that water pressure is starting to fire back for some owners. DeKalb schools were forced to release early today. School officials are meeting right now to determine if classes will indeed resume tomorrow.
We have team coverage of this important story tonight, focusing on when the road will be fixed, when the water will be restored, how it's impacting businesses and schools and medical centers. That's scary. And how it could impact you tomorrow.
We have a lot to share with you. We begin with 11Alive's Naima Abdullahi, who is walking us through what happened. Naima, what are you hearing from county leaders as you've been able to talk with them today?
Well, right now, just within the last few minutes, the southbound lane of Buford Highway opened back up. Commuters have been waiting for hours for this to happen. The one lane in the northbound lane is open back up. This has been a critical area between Longmire Way and McElroy Way. Crews have been working around the clock to get this road back open. Now, many of you have been asking, why did this happen? And that's an answer county officials have not been able to share with us, but we can tell you it's caused chaos and disruption for thousands of people in DeKalb. One of the busiest roads in DeKalb County blocked off. This isn't just another water main break. This is a massive water main break on Buford Highway that has now affected DeKalb County's water supply, with the county under a water boil advisory.
Public health and safety are our primary concerns.
This all started overnight when a 48-inch transmission pipe, a major water transmission line located between Longmire Road and McElroy, broke.
One of our larger sized water mains. The treatment plant began to notice that there was something wrong during the night.
And that something quickly turned into this. The county's water supply disrupted, schools and hospitals impacted. The county arranged a supply of 8 water tankers delivered for emergency use. The county CEO says water should be fully restored within 24 hours, but we still don't know why this happened.
We have a location of failure, but we don't know the actual cause of that failure.
One resident came to the meeting to share his thoughts.
I mean, I was right there when they dug it up.
Tom Hart says it's the same pipe that was repaired a few years ago.
And they put a patch on the pipe, and it kept on leaking, and they kept on trying to patch it.
But county officials were quick to add it may be the same pipe, but it broke today in a different area.
We just need to actually assess what was the structure failure of this pipe. You know, that's a fairly new pipe, standard material that we use now.
And even if residents have their water back on.
All right, that is Naima Abdullahi reporting from DeKalb County off of Buford Highway, giving us the very latest. And also, there's the great concern about how this is impacting rush hour traffic, as we are now in the midst of that. Our traffic tracker, Crash Clark, is here to show us what conditions are like around Buford Highway 285. All of that area through there is such a busy artery.
Yeah, Jeff and Melissa, you got to consider all the surrounding areas. We're not just talking about right there in Doraville. We're talking about Embry Hills, and we're talking folks in Chamblee, even up in Norcross that are traveling towards Buckhead, and outbound traffic as well. So let's get right to it now. I'm going to step out of the way here so we can read it all together. There's our water main break on Buford Highway, just outside the perimeter between Longmire Way and McElroy Road. Now, the good news, as we just learned within the last few minutes, 1 lane northbound now open, 2 lanes southbound southbound are open. Now, crews are still going to be out there, going to continue to give you these alternates. Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, one of your biggest and best alternates. Of course, new Peachtree runs closer to Buford Highway, indicated by that second arrow to the bottom there, and that's going to be your best bet. Now, as far as traffic right now is concerned, we do see congestion on Buford Highway. Obviously, that'll start moving a little bit better now that we've opened those northbound lanes, and Peachtree Industrial Boulevard filling up as folks start to make their way from Peachtree to Cab Airport, heading north up towards Doraville and eventually outside the perimeter. Our cameras, unfortunately, not working right there, but the good news is we do have these lanes reopening. Now, crews are still going to be out there working, so don't expect tomorrow morning to just be a breeze. We're going to continue to update you. Melissa, in the meantime, back to you.
Thank you very much. Working some long hours today. We appreciate it. This massive water main break is causing problems for DeKalb County businesses, government offices, police and fire departments. 11Alive's Doug Richards is joining us now from Decatur to tell us more about the rough day that people have encountered because of this break. Doug?
Well, this was certainly an isolated incident that had a wide-ranging impact on facilities, like you said, in emergency facilities, as well as business facilities. This is downtown Decatur, uncharacteristically dead during the day today. One unsuspecting visitor likened it to walking into the Twilight Zone. Shortly after, water from a broken main flooded Buford Highway.
We called a code white, which is facilities failure, and from there we also set up what we call incident command.
DeKalb Medical Center did not close, but it set up a command center and diverted ambulances away from its emergency room after its water supplies slowed to a trickle.
But also has impact into our clinical operations. So,
Dr. Stephen Thomas says the absence of water forced DeKalb Medical to cancel voluntary surgical procedures in order to conserve what little water there was. The water main break had a similar impact on medical and emergency facilities all over DeKalb County.
Today was kind of a mess.
And it closed businesses from North DeKalb's busy perimeter mall, south to Decatur and beyond.
We're freezing, walking around looking for a restaurant.
In a place known for its restaurants.
That's it, exactly.
It looks like a ghost town, actually. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Nobody's here, so we should have known.
It also impacted DeKalb County's fire and police facilities. We're told that as of about mid-afternoon, all of DeKalb County's fire stations have been fully restored to their DeKalb County tap water. They also have 8 water tankers filled up just in case they are needed over the next few hours at hospitals or at fire scenes needing extra water. So, slowly coming back to life here in DeKalb County, water-wise. Back to you.
Yeah, a day of knee-deep in the big muddy, so to speak. Thank you, Doug. DeKalb County schools were forced to push back start times today because of the break. Then they let students out early. It adds to a difficult school year for them with 8 days canceled due to the Hurricane Irma and then the winter weather that we experienced. So then today, school again cut short because of this water main break. 11Alive's Jennifer Leslie was there as students were released this morning.
DeKalb County school buses started the day on a regular schedule, but they returned much earlier than usual. Elementary schools were the first to dismiss at 10 a.m.
It was a complete surprise, but you know, you have to roll with the punches. Things happen, so you adapt.
Parents at Chestnut Elementary in Dunwoody praised school leaders for over-communicating about the plan.
I got some emails from DeKalb County of early release. They were having early release today. And then the school started sending out emails and texts.
My wife got the message. We both have the DeKalb County app on our phone, so we get an alert.
And then her teacher actually called us directly to make sure we received everything, so everything was fine.
The question now is whether students will have to make up this school day. They're already working on their second virtual learning assignment from one of their snow days.
They definitely missed a lot, so hopefully they'll have everything together tomorrow. The kids can go in because they already missed a whole lot.
Decatur schools were also impacted and started the day with a 2-hour delay. But with no relief in sight, the system eventually had to cancel classes altogether. Jennifer Leslie, 11Alive News.
Well, tonight we have launched a poll. We are asking you, what would you do? Would you pay more taxes to try to improve the water infrastructure? You can go to 11alive.com/vote to let us know what you think. We're going to update the results over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. And we always like to look at that screen when we talk about this poll right now.
I'm surprised the majority of people are saying no, because if this is due to an infrastructure problem, it will be a problem that persists and not just will be isolated in DeKalb County.
You know, taxpayers, as Mayor Shirley Franklin will tell you, you know, trying to take care of sewers, it's never
Not
very sexy.
sexy.
It is not sexy.
But it's so essential.
And it is absolutely critical to the health and well-being of a metropolitan area.
Especially with more and more people moving here.
Yeah, and
it's going to tax the system even more.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll keep you updated on that.
We digress.
Yes.
Yeah. Situation in DeKalb County changing by the hour. We will post any updates you need to know online at 11alive.com. Breaking news alerts about the water outage, you'll find them on your phone. Download the 11Alive app too.
A heartbreaking mystery continues to play out in Newton County, where police say they are no closer to identifying a young girl who was found dead in the Yellow River. Caitlin Ross talked to police today, who are asking the public to come forward with any information that they may know.
The Newton County Sheriff's Office says no family members have called looking for their missing daughter.
It is difficult to us as well as to anybody who has any missing family members.
They say there's nothing that would help them figure out who the young woman found in the Yellow River is. They know she's likely African American or biracial, between 12 and 17 years old. No tattoos, scars, or identifying marks. She could be anyone. According to the Georgia Center for Missing and Exploited Children, there are 125 missing kids in the state right now, and 39 of them fit the description of the young woman found. A lot of people are questioning one in particular, LaTanya Janelle Corwell. She went missing from Augusta in the spring of 2017, and while police have not found her body, both of her parents are in custody, charged with the concealment of her death. But Newton County Deputy Tavina Washington says they're pursuing any number of leads.
Yes, currently we're working with other agencies in the state.
Police have not yet been able to figure out how she died. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is conducting the autopsy right now, but there's no timeline on when it will be done. Reporting in Newton County, Caitlin Ross, 11Alive News.